Hello, hello. So I hope you can see me okay because I parked my car in a really sunny area, which might have been a mistake. So whatever, that's okay. I think I'm gonna... No, if I start driving, then that's just gonna be an issue because people are gonna tell me that I was crazy and I was driving when I was... Okay. So anyway, hey everybody, it's Jessie Lee Ward. I am here with a huge sun glare on my face, which I guess should just tell you that I love all of you. I'm doing a question and answer. So why I say that is because feel free to type anything. I will actually answer all of your questions live, and then I will also answer the questions that people posted on my Facebook status. And if you don't already follow me on Facebook, it's just I'm Boss Lee, just like my Periscope name. Feel free to engage with me on Facebook. You can try to send me a friend request, but I'm pretty sure I have the max amount of friends, but you can always follow. We can always still chat. So anyway, since no one's typed a question on here yet, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by answering all the questions from the Facebook post, because some of them were funny, and I want to make sure that I get to all of them. By the way, thanks for being on here. I appreciate all of your time. I know you could really be doing anything. It's so gorgeous. Maybe I should turn. Is that better? No. It is so gorgeous today. I'm going to try and figure out how to, closing my sunroof didn't help either, but whatever. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna jump in. So the first question is actually not business related at all. Make sure if you have questions, you go ahead and type them, I'll answer them. But the first question was, what's my favorite kind of ice cream? And this is probably, I said it was gonna shock you guys if somebody asked that, because I feel like with my personality, you would think something like crazy, like, you know, banana split sundae with like, I don't even know, something crazy on top. But it's not. I'm actually kind of boring when it comes to ice cream. Well, wait, I'll give you two answers. Number one, Cold Stone Birthday Cake Remix. If you've never had it, it's life-giving, so I think you should. So that's probably legitimately my favorite. But look at all the hearts for that. I guess y'all love Cold Stone as much as I do. Jeez. Okay, and then... I love it. My favorite ice cream you can buy at the store, though, is actually very specific. It is Friendly's, the half vanilla, half chocolate. So most ice creams are like Neapolitan, but for whatever reason, Friendly's, it's like creamy and that's delicious. Okay, so that was, I don't know why that question was asked, but it's still funny, so I'm going to answer it anyway. Yes, Maria knows. It's so good. You guys, Friendly's ice cream is thebomb.com. Okay, so my second question was also kind of a silly one. Remember, if you want something answered, just go ahead and type it. I'll answer anything for you. It's a free-for-all. Evelyn Guzman wants to know how much I love her. I love you a lot, and I'm sorry that I'm not actually going to be able to go to your, chocolate vanilla strawberry. Get that Neapolitan, girl. I'm sorry that I won't be able to make it to your baby shower in California, but I love you. Okay, so first business question that was asked. How do you motivate your team? How do you motivate your team members who do not have the same vision as you? Now, very specifically, I want to go ahead and say, I don't know that anybody has the same vision, because I feel like having a vision is such a personal thing. I think that we all have our own vision, we all have our own why, we all have our own reasons that we do what we do. I think that the people who are super successful want it more than the people who aren't, just quite frankly. We all have rough things that happen in our lives, we all have obstacles, but if you're not where you want to be, or if you're not at least on the path to where you want to be, it's up to you to change that. It's not up to anybody else. So for me, motivating my team who doesn't have at least kind of the same vision as me has so much to do with me and so much not to do with them. So I've heard so many leaders try to, complain about their team members. My team is so lazy. My team does not do what I tell them to do. My team. And I'm like, look, what are you doing? Right? Lift my phone up. Can you not see me? It's so bright in here. I'm sorry. So, I'm facing, not only am I facing the sun, but then there's a crazy reflection. So what I mean, sorry if you can't see me, hold on. Maybe I should maybe I'll turn around completely. Maybe that'll help you guys. Hold on. Is this better? Oh, this is so much better. Okay, I'm gonna be backwards the whole time. Here we go. All right, live from my car on Periscope. I'm climbing through my car for you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so much better. Thanks, Anne. Oh wait, there's that glare again. All right, here we go. Way better view for me. Okay, so let's go back to what I was answering. So I don't think you can create vision in other people. And all that I mean by that is I think we all have our own different paths. I think that you and your team not doing what you want them to do, that is, I don't want to say judgmental because that's not the right word, but I will say that if you want your team to be more successful, you have to be more successful. So I think so much of the reason why the teams I have led have been led to so much crazy amounts of success, I think it's because if you look at my own personal business, the way that I run my own personal life, you'll notice that No matter, Maria Lambros wants you to watch Jessie Lee's video. Okay, that's me. Okay, so I think you'll notice that I have never slacked. So I've always tried to stay a top producer. I've always tried to, lead by example, but not just lead by example, right? Showing people the way. So they might not have your vision, but if they can see your lifestyle because of the work that you do, it just is so much easier to convince people to work a little bit harder, do a couple extra events. I have child lock on this door. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start sweating, guys. I'm like hotboxing myself in my vehicle for you, so you better start tapping and asking questions. No, but honestly, that's just my tip. My tip is to go out there, do all you can do. People will watch you, and what happens when you work really hard is they feel guilty. I promise you. They'll watch you and they'll be like, oh, Jessie Lee works so hard. She is always out there promoting. She's always out there giving out samples. She's always making her phone calls. She's always connecting with leaders. She's always at events. I've really got to step my game up. So if we want to create vision in people, that is going to be my tip. My tip is going to be that you've got to lead by example. You've got to take the reins and you've got to push those girls or guys from the front. So I love, there's a little picture, you've probably seen it online, where it's like a leader versus a non-leader, and leader, the non-leader is like shoving these people, like whipping them like a slave leader, and then it says a real leader, and it's got the person like carrying the people on their back. And that is the way I run my business. I don't expect anyone to do something I'm not willing to do. Okay. So somebody asked if calling people is important in this day and age. And you know what? I'm actually probably going to be one of those people who says yes and no. So what do I mean by that? I don't think that in 2016, you need to spend 10 hours a day on the telephone. Okay. I think there are better ways to reach people. Right now, we have at least 6 people watching right now, right? My replays have been very popular. So how many people is this message going to reach without me getting on the telephone and making one-on-one phone calls, right? I think leveraging the tools we have in this day and age are very important, Periscope being one. Facebook Live, I wish I had. It's not available to me yet because it's a new upgrade that's going through Facebook but isn't there yet for me. Conference calls, huge. However, when it comes to actually signing people, I'm a huge fan of three-way calls. And this is something new that I learned through network marketing, because I was in direct sales before and it's just something we didn't do. Party Plan was more like everyone pitted against each other pretending that they get along. And three-way calls are great because you can get a millionaire on the phone, and it doesn't even have to be a millionaire. It could be a nobody, but there's something powerful in hearing the same message from somebody else. All the thousands of people I've taught in front of, and the thousands and thousands of people, I've had thousands of people on my team who, I would say something a million times and they would, I swear, like their ears turn off. And as soon as somebody says the exact same thing, they're like, oh my gosh, so-and-so had this brilliant idea. I'm like, oh, you mean that Jessie Lee original? I would never say that, but it's so funny because we hear things differently from other people. So phone calls, cold calling, you know what? If you're trying to hit a contest, cold calls are killer. If you are good on the phone, you can like slam some cold calls and definitely close some leads. I would definitely work on your skill sets. So what I mean by that is if I'm going to jump on the phone, whether it's cold calling, warm calling, whatever, I am going to be the best closer. Like, you're not going to be able to tell me no. So, great book shout out, Grant Cardone's Closer's Guide, smoking hot. I love it. How do you find your best contacts for your business? Is it only through meeting them? Okay, great question. So, I'm going to stop that question that I already answered. I'm going to answer Anne's question. So, my best way of meeting people is actually very organic. So oh gosh, you guys, hold on, maybe I have something in my car. I do. Okay. So I'm actually out right now, and I'm going to show you guys an example of something that I love to do. So I went and got my eyebrows done because I was starting to look a little bit like Chewbacca and it was not cute. I also went and got a new passport because if you saw, and I'll actually tell, I'm going to answer this question as to why I need a new passport in a minute here, but I'm out and about right now, which is why I'm sitting in my car for those of you who just joined us. And I am huge about creating connections. So I do 2 things. First of all, I love these. These are my actual business cards. So in my company, you can try any product and I'll give you a $10 gift card. So you never have to pay full price the first time you shop. And actually you never have to pay full price ever with my company, which I just think is so awesome. I feel like I'm working for Uber. I'm sorry, I'm trying to block that sun, which is awesome. So these are my business cards, and so I hand these out all the time with samples. I handed all my samples out, and I'm actually at the mall, in the mall parking lot. So I handed all my samples out so I can't show you those, but I hand them out with these. And then I connect them on Facebook. So like I told you, I already have 5,000 Facebook friends, but what I'll do is I'll jump on my Facebook before I'm about to go somewhere, thanks, and me too, and I'll delete like 5 or 10 people, because there's some people who, quite frankly, you offer no, not you on here, you guys are awesome, but there's people from my high school who like hate me, but like to stalk me for some reason, I don't know why, but they don't offer any value to my life, right? So I delete them off my Facebook, and then I go out prospecting, and when I prospect with somebody, if it's like a hot lead, somebody who I feel like is just so fun and spunky and I'd love to have them on my team, or they're just clearly a people person, not only do I give them the sample, I give them the $10 gift card, but I also say, hey, do you have a Facebook? Y'all, it is 2016. The answer is yes. So then I add them on my Facebook. Now, if you're not already on my Facebook, it's just facebook.com/I'mBossLee, and you'll see that I'm not only super active, but I'm this. Like, this is me. So I love, oh my gosh, mall security's driving by and staring at me. Okay. Hi, hello. So I'm this all the time. So my Facebook's very engaging. It's really entertaining. You're only going to see motivational stuff on there. And for somebody who might be looking for a life change, maybe they can add, you know, an extra $1,000 a month of income, maybe looking to add an extra $1 million a year to their income, they are going to watch my page and they're going to be like, holy cow, this girl was the real deal. I can't believe I met her at the mall. So that's my favorite way to get leads. If you're looking to really make a huge promotion in your business, I think events are the way to go. So lots of vendor events are huge. If you're in a party plan, jump on and do some parties, man. There's no faster way to get in front of a crowd of 10 to 20 people than doing a quick party. So you know, we call them socials in my business. Ours are about a half hour long, which I dig because I have self-diagnosed ADD and I don't have time for 3 hour long, 4 hour, 5 hour long parties anymore. So I love that, but get in front of people. That's what I would say. Okay. So thank you for asking that question. Any questions you have, this is a live Q&A. Ask anything you want to know. It does not have to be business related. It can be something ridiculous. I don't care. Okay. So, the next question was, it was about a YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't know the link to it, which is kind of bad because I used an old email, but it's on there somewhere. If you search Jessie Lee, I'm sure you'll find it. The person wants me to monetize it, which, you know what? I love you because I should monetize it. I should get paid for this crazy. There's a video of us dancing to Uptown Funk from a few weeks ago. It's really entertaining. You should go watch it. That was a lot of fun, actually. You should really watch it. But my YouTube channel, I actually do have one, and I actually always upload my Periscopes on there after the fact, so in case you're not able to catch it within 24 hours, or if you want to watch back, that is always an option. Okay, next question was, why were you detained in Israel and Istanbul? So, interesting question. So I can't show you my passport because I just turned it in to get a new passport. But when I went traveling overseas last year, because I travel an awful lot, I travel domestically a ton, but I travel internationally multiple times a year. I went to Israel and I went to Istanbul, and it was fine getting over to the Middle East. Coming back to America was awful because if you looked at my passport, I was taking it out of the back of the airplane seat in front of me, and it tore across my face, like right here. So when it tore across my face like this, it was still attached, but when I landed, or when I was trying to go back to America, they were like, we have to detain you. I was like, like, I'm not a criminal, I have never been arrested, like, I had a noise violation, shocker, in college one time, but that's it, okay? I am a model citizen, okay? So I was freaking out. I was detained in a holding cell in Israel first, and if you've ever been to the Middle East, like, you know, machine guns, like, it was scary. And they had to call, they called the American embassy in both countries to make sure that I was legit an American. And I asked the security guard in Istanbul, I said, hey, why am I being detained here? Like, what is taking so long? I said, I didn't have any problem getting into Israel. And the guy said, well, it's easy to get into the Middle East. It's very hard to get into America. There are much more strict laws and regulations regulations to get back into the States. And honestly, I was like, you know what? Good. Like, I dig it. All right. So, but it sucked. I was detained for a long time, and that was not fun. If you're just joining us, ask any question you want to. It can be business related, leadership related, money related. It can be just Jessie Lee related, anything. Let's talk meal plans. Okay, we can talk meal plans. Well, what do you want to know? Ask a more specific question than meal plans. And then the next question, and you can, when you type that, I'll just jump in and start answering you, Meg. So this person asked a question. She said, I think it's actually you too, Megan. She said that she has a toddler and she wants to know how she can go find new prospects when she has a toddler. So, and she's like doing mom stuff all the time. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a dog mom of currently 4. I mean, like, I foster dogs, so they're not all mine, but I love them all the same. I love dogs. If you don't love dogs, you can just jump right off this Periscope. Okay, thanks. No, but, so I think that raising dogs and raising toddlers is probably very similar in how you're going to get leads, because both of them take a ton of time, and both of them are adorable, and both of them are something that people love to watch. And what I mean by that is, what I would do, you're going to ask how many I'm fostering? Yeah, so I'm fostering, we have one foster. She has a meet and greet on Sunday, so she might have her forever home on Sunday. And then we're babysitting a 90-pound Doberman right now because Mikey just got adopted 2 weeks ago. He was our other foster, most recent foster. Then we'll have new ones. So if you like dogs, you can follow me as well on Instagram and Facebook just to see all the dog pictures. But so anyway, so dogs and children are one and the same if you're thinking about your business. And what I mean by that is they are a hot topic, right? People love watching your kids grow up. They love watching your dogs do stupid stuff. They love cute videos of both of them. And so you're going to leverage that, okay? So I'll use a kid as an exact example because you asked about a toddler. So if I had a child, here's what I would do. Yeah, baby Jojo. So what I would do is I would have my kid doing as many free activities as possible where I could get around other parents, okay? So what I mean by that, so I take my dogs to the dog park all the time, okay? You could take your kid, it's beautiful outside, right? Go to the playground, and when your kid's running around, sit down on the bench, and don't be in your phone. Instead of using your phone, and even if they're on their phone, start chatting with people. Hey, how old is your kid? Hey, where's your kid go to school? Hey, where's your kid gonna go to school? Hey, does your kid have any weird diet stuff? My kid can't even eat, blah, blah, blah. Like, just chatting. So I think so much of a successful business, and the reason I've ran multi-million-dollar businesses, is because I love people. And you can tell the further you get into a business whether the people that you're working with actually care or not, okay? And if you want to be successful, there is a level of success you will hit and you will never pass if you don't actually care about people. That is tip number probably 1 of a jillion I could give you. Actually care about people. If you actually care about people, you will make more money than you know what to do with. That is such a big tip. Please write that down if you're taking notes. So if I were at the park with my child, I would be chatting with people. I'd get to actually know them. I'd ask for their name. I'd do the Facebook Connect thing, etc. If I were going shopping, I'd totally take my kid. Why? Because children are talking points, right? If your kid like does one of those crazy things in a store, you can be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Do you have any kids, by the way? Do you know what is happening right now? He is tired. He needs a nap. Like, that is what I would do. I would have a very real conversation. I love it because kids almost force you to network yourself, right? I mean, it's hard. People stare at your kid when they walk by, you know? People love kids. Same thing with social media. If I had a child, there would be a picture or a video of my child every single day on social media, no matter what. Okay, appropriate, of course, right? Why? Because people follow just for your child, and next thing you know, they're in your mind when they're starting to think about whatever product it is you sell. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, blah, 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 has such a cute kid. Hold on, I know she sells this stuff. And next thing you know, you're making a ton of money. Do you see the power in something like that? It's just you can pimp your kid, basically, okay? All it said a second in. So I love kids because that is just the power of having a child. You can go fake shopping with a kid better than anything else. When your kid gets old enough, I know you said your child's a toddler, but when your kid is old enough, you can start training them to give out business cards. I mean, it is going to be, you can make so much money with a child. And honestly, okay, so I wanted to add one more thing about the kid thing, okay? There are so many people I see on on social media and in person and at meetings that I go to, and they talk to me about how their kid is the excuse as to why they're not where they want to be in their business, okay? And that to me upsets me so much, because your children should be your why. Okay, your children should be the reason that you go out there and you feel embarrassed. And your children should be the reason why you go out there and you feel, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Your children should be the reason why you push yourself past your limits. You push yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay, when people say, oh, I don't have enough money to do XYZ, because my child. It should be the opposite. It should be, I have to do this business because I love my children. Okay, so my children, my dogs, I swear I probably spend more money on my dogs than some of you spend on your children, because I make sure my dogs are not only vaccinated, but they eat really expensive food. Sometimes they eat just straight up meat. We give them meat. They have more toys. Own beds. They are spoiled rotten. Why? Because I think that that's just important to me. They're part of my why. I want to make sure that things that were not wanted, aka rescue dogs, feel love too. Okay, so don't stop making your children the reason you can't do something, and make them the reason why you will. Okay? Now, Anne wanted to know if I'm going to have human children. Abso-freaking-lutely. Have you seen what my husband looks like? Yes. I need to procreate with that thing, okay? That thing. He'd be so mad if he watched this, but he probably won't watch it. I don't know. Sometimes he watches my videos. No, we will have children, but I have 2 requirements. My one requirement is he has to be retired. I will not be effectually hunka burning up. I will not be effectually a single mother, and what I mean by that is we will be parenting together. There is no, I don't believe in women have to be the ones cooking and cleaning and whatever, waking up in the middle of the night. Oh, no, no, no. You will be changing diapers. You will be feeding my babies, except for when they're fed from my boobs, because that's what's happening. But my husband will be doing just as much as I do around the clock. Second requirement for me to have children is I need to have $1 million in liquid income per child before I have children. Simply because if you watched my video the other day, I came from not a lot, and I don't want my children to ever know what it's like to struggle the way I did. So will they have to be amazing children to get stuff? Yeah! I will not bribe my children, but I will not make them struggle the way I did growing up. Okay, and then Meg, if you want to ask even more specific questions, so she asked about meal prepping for a family of 2, where the husband refuses to eat vegetables. So first of all, that means your husband's poop is probably not good. I didn't want to talk about poop on Periscope, but that just got a lot of hearts. So I guess you guys want me to talk about poop. Yeah, your husband's not pooping right, and so you should probably be worried about that, because then obviously it can lead to not only colon and intestinal issues, but it can also poop on Periscope. Nice hashtag. But it can also lead to prostate issues, so he should definitely be getting more fiber. It's really important he does that. But you know what? You can do fun vegetables, so maybe writing down a list of things that both of you like, or things that he's open to trying, I think is really big. So I didn't know I liked asparagus until Shane grilled it for me, and I was like, can we please have this every night? I do not eat Brussels sprouts, but we like broccoli. Like, finding out things you guys like together, and then staying away from corn, because corn's like actually not awesome for you. And then, just food in general. I'd write everything. Yeah, corn. No, potatoes are good for you. Corn just has really no nutritional value. Potatoes are great. Potatoes are complex carbohydrates. So they not only have oh geez, that's his list. But potatoes not only have carbohydrates in them, but they have healthy sugars in them. They have a ton of vitamins in them. Potatoes are actually one of the better foods you can eat, especially if he's going to, eat a quote unquote unhealthy diet. But try to stay away from corn. Corn just really has no nutritional value in it. It tastes delicious though. Hello, it's almost summertime. Can't wait for some corn on the cob. And then just food in general. So I actually do flexible dieting. So, I'm sticking to this Mediterranean meal plan that we're doing with my company. Everyone's losing a ton of weight. but I am flexible dieting with if it fits your macros. So macronutrients are your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrates, and then micronutrients are all the minerals that you get from foods. So flexible dieting just means that you're hitting those three main nutritional points every single day. Certain amount of protein, certain amount of fat, certain amount of carbs, and you will lose a ton of weight. And especially with the 3 supplements I'm taking, like, y'all, if you could see me right now, I look pretty good, but I'm stuck behind a chair in my car. Okay, I think I saw something about fibromyalgia, and if that's correct. So fibromyalgia is actually, obviously a sticky one. So I actually was improperly diagnosed with fibromyalgia a few years ago. So I did the Lyrica thing, and then we found out it was a, don't close. Oh God, now I'm really hotboxed. My car just closed the door on me. Hold on. Oh God, guys, I'm stuck in the car. Okay. Open up. Okay. So fibromyalgia is such a new disease that not much is known about. So it's kind of one of those hard ones where, I'm not going to tell you that if you take something, you're going to immediately feel a million times better. But so much of my fibromyalgia was registered in joint pain. So I don't know what your fibro, if you have fibro, is doing to you physically. But for me, it was a huge effect to my hips. Was my main pain areas. So for me, we do have a product called Joint Health, and I am like addicted to it. I call it joint juice because if I go even a day without it, I can feel it in my bones. I ache in my joints. So you could try that, but if you want to send over to me privately, maybe basically exactly what symptoms you have, I could probably help you out a little bit more because I think everybody's fibro is a little bit different since it's such a new disease. All right, does anyone have any other questions I can answer for you? Oh man, I just got the door closed on me again. Oh gosh, okay. No, it's not that hot outside. All right, guys, well, if there's no other questions, I'll give you guys like 30 seconds, and until then, I'll give you a tip until in case anyone else hasn't. I'm not gonna die, don't worry. It's beautiful outside. Let's see, I'll give you a tip of the day. Okay, let me give you a tip of the day. My tip of the day is to do whatever it is that makes you happy. So I know it's really hard, and especially since I think most of you watching this are women, I think we are so used to pleasing everybody except for ourselves, and then we get this sense of serious guilt, right? Because we feel like, oh, I can't spend money on that because I need to spend it on whatever. Or we say, oh, I really, I would love to do blah, 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 but I can't because, right? And then we feel guilty because we're not hitting our weight loss goals, or we're not hitting our money goals, or we're just not happy, okay? And so something I just want to kind of leave you with is, don't make your goal to make X amount of money. Make your goal to be completely free as a person. And what I mean by that is we should not be working just to save money to maybe go on a vacation where you're not even actually enjoying the vacation because you're so stressed out that you spent $4,000, right? We should be living lives of plentiful, bountiful, exciting adventures. And I think that if we sort of let go of the guilt that so many of us have, and if we do what makes us happy and fulfills us, I do truly believe that the world is in our hands and we can just do big things. So thank you for giving me your time. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to sign off before the car does get too hot because, you're not supposed to leave children or dogs or Jessie Lees in cars for too long. You might overheat and then your brain gets fried. I'm kidding. Now I'm making up scientific stuff that is not true. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you need anything, feel free to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want. I hope you guys are having a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. How do you do this? Let's see. Swipe down to stop.